Hello, I'm Laurie Johnson. I'm marketing over at Leonardo's Children's Museum. Today I'm here with Executive Director Tracy Bittle. Hello.
Hello.
We got a lot of things going on at, as usual, all kinds of fun things, but actually we have something called Fall Festival Reinvented. It's Thursday, October 18th through Saturday, October 20th. No extra charge, but a lot of extra fun. Do you want to tell about some of the fun that's happening at Leonardo's?
Yes, our Fall Festival is going to be really fun this year. The reason it says Reinvented is because we used to do kind of just a 2-hour party, but we feel like to serve the community of Enid, Northwest Oklahoma, and around us, the families are looking for good educational things to do through that whole good fall break. And if you can't be there for that 2 hours, that's not too fair. So we just opened up our extra activities to be an added benefit to the admission Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of spring break. Right. And so a lot of the things that people would have traditionally seen at our Fall Festival 2-hour events, such as the face painting and costumes and crafts, things like that, will be offered throughout the day at Leonardo's, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Right, but in the past, you said it was a 2-hour morning thing. This is all day, so it can work. It's convenient to your family and what works for you. Exactly. But we have some other special things that we've never done before. Do you want to describe some of those kind of
things? We're
things?
really varying up the crafts, and so there's going to be a different craft every morning and afternoon of all 3 days. We've set up a variety of things around the museum. The first one that comes to mind, because we all live with our cameras and our photos, you can Instagram it, baby, like crazy. We've got neat little photo opportunities.
We do.
As a matter of fact, you can wear some of our cool hats. Look at this. The staff has been making special hats. These can also be worn in parades. We're going to do costume parades, and we have those set at 1:30 each day?
Every day.
Is that
every
correct?
single day. And if you don't have to, but if you want to, come in costume and have fun.
Sure. I mean, it's getting close to, it is the season.
It is.
for costumes and fun and games and creating. And so we will all be marching around in these great little costumes.
Right.
We also added some things around the museum as far as like in our farm area, which is sponsored by our local agriculture producers, like Hanor and Koch Industries.
Right.
In that area, we're also going to add some grain. Kids like to play in the grain kind of like a sand pit, and so we're going to have a big display of that where the kids, even little ones, could get in and crawl.
It's all
quite a
hands-on.
tactile experience for the little ones.
Right.
So kids have a lot of fun. They make snow angels in the grain and things like that. So yeah, we're changing it up a little bit like that. And I think that will be fun and add even more for the families to do together.
And of course, you know, as always, Leonardo supports Oklahoma teachers, the crafts and the science activities. We have Oklahoma State certified teachers making these.
Correct.
So it is educational. It's fun, of course, but educational as well.
We sneak in the education without them knowing.
And then, of course, because we love critters, and Leonardo's really is a host of a lot of different types of critters, we've added a new benefit again this year. It's something new.
Yes, and the staff has really embraced it, which is a lot of fun. They are figuring out and have been doing research, looking at things that change in the autumn. You know, we know leaves change and things like that. Well, the animals also prepare for another season, and so they're putting together some little informational bits that will educate on that as well. How do our critters prepare themselves for winter? So there'll be that educational element also.
Right. So it's fun, but there's also education coming up here. And again, there's no extra charge for this. If you're a member and you want to come all 3 days, there's no extra charge.
But if you're not a member, it is also going to be a membership drive. And which means that you can come in and you can purchase your membership. When you purchase a membership to Leonardo's, you can use the facility all year long. And when we have special events like Princess Ball, Motor Mania, you get special pricing on tickets. We're pre-releasing tickets to members. There's all kinds of benefits, discounts in the gift shop year-round for members, as well as having your family come and use the facility any day that they want. When your kids are a little stir crazy in the winter, it's a great place to go and have them burn off some steam. So we'll have a membership drive, and if you purchase a whole year's worth of membership, you get a 20% discount.
That day.
Yes,
That
it
day.
needs to be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday during our fall festival. And then we have two options as far as purchase of membership. You can also do a monthly deduction from a checking account. And when you do that, we usually have to get the first month's payment up front and a fee collected. But what I'll do is I'll waive that. And that will be waived, and then you can start your automatic checking deduction the next month. And depending on the size of your family, that can be $12 a month to like $14 a month. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some memberships to gift.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's the best Christmas gift for a young family in this area so that they can
is.
come and benefit the museum the entire year.
So it's a great gift, but you can save a little money too.
That's
and we're all
right.
looking at saving money. So remember, though, that's only during the Fall Fest. You can buy membership anytime.
Anytime.
Anytime is available.
But if you want to take advantage of some discount, you can come Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That sounds awesome. Also, too, I know that there is another special thing that Leonardo's is doing. There is some famous group called Paw Patrol, and they are coming to Enid.
Yes.
And we want our families here in Enid to be able to go to it. And what better way than free tickets?
Yes.
Do you want to describe that?
We're really excited. Actually, Jenkins and Price and the Central National Bank Center have helped make this possible, that we were able to purchase some packages of tickets. We're going to put them in groups of 4 that will be free admissions into the show, which is going to be here in November. And you know, if you have a parent of a young child or grandparent, you have heard about Paw Patrol.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they are the Barney of yesteryear for my older children. And they're a fantastic animated program, and they have a show that goes around. The show's going to be in Oklahoma City as well, but we have it here in Enid, Oklahoma at the Central National Bank Center. And families are able to come and put their name in a box each time they visit, and we will draw 3.
I believe we have 4 packs.
4 packs, yes.
4 packs, and that will be after Fall Festival. You have up until Fall Festival to register, and we will be giving that away live. You'll see it on our website and Facebook on that.
There's lots of cute little prizes that go with it too. Stuffed animals that are Paw Patrol.
There is so much fun and free stuff at
Yes.
Leonardo's. I just can't, I mean, we can't even tell you all the fun free things
If you
that
show
we
up
have.
and you're the first 100, though,
That's true. What do you get?
a free Leonardo's water bottle.
Right. So just
reusable water
coming,
bottle.
just for coming, if you're one of the first 100 each day, not just one day, but each day, you get a water bottle. You get all these extra crafts and fun. You get education. You get hands-on. You
Really,
need to
it's
come.
going to be a really festive atmosphere. It's going to be a fun week. I better rest up.
So also, in addition to the Fall Festival, we have a new exhibit called Kid Inventor.
Yes.
And it's extremely popular. If you haven't been, you got to come.
Yes.
Do you want to describe some of the
I'm
fun?
really excited about it because there were a lot of really cool things invented by young people in the state of Oklahoma. For instance, the shopping cart. I've already used 1 or 2 of those today.
Yes.
It's just so neat for me to learn that was invented by a person, an Oklahoman. But it's about inventing and making your mind just go with it. And so the whole area is full of kind of science type of activities, things where you can experiment with building, making things fly in the air. There's, of course, all kinds of Legos and building items. But then the part that I had forgotten about until we got it is all the different areas where you can plan your invention. And we have iPads set up with activities. And the age of this is probably just a tick older. A lot of times we've had things where you build and it's a little bit more preschool and not as much for the older kids. Well, this is great because the little kids can still use the Duplo Legos and such, but the older children can also be engaged at the other side of the exhibit by designing a flying machine or a racing machine or...
And let's be honest, it's fun for parents too.
It really is.
It's not just for kids.
Really is.
I see that one day I was down there and there must have been 10 dads down there just playing and having fun with their kids.
iPads.
Yeah.
So it's a really neat exhibit, and I really hope that everybody can come in and experience it.
Now, we've started some classes that have been done, but there's a new one. It's kind of new but old. Leonardo's has done pottery in the past. It's been some time, but we're opening an evening class. It's going to be 5:30 to 7:30 for ages 13 and up. And it is, do you want to describe a little bit the inspiration for this
Well,
one?
we're calling it Paul's Pottery Class because Paul Denny, who was an artist, very active in our community for years and years and years, he was also very active in starting Leonardo's. As a matter of fact, I finally researched and got some help with it, but he was even president of the board for the first quarter that Leonardo's existed and had a board. And he was a gifted artist, and particularly in the area of pottery. So he is special to Leonardo's, period. And now that we have built our education annex, we have Helen's art classroom with a kiln room attached onto it, and we are reigniting our pottery class. And so we're teaching this class, we're teaching it in Helen's art classroom, and then what's so cool, but his granddaughter is teaching the class, and she will even be assisted by her mother. So there's quite a tradition of pottery and artistic gifts in the Enid community, and we are blessed to have them right there in the education annex, and we're going to have these new classes coming
And
up.
I understand there is some limited, but there is some availability.
Yes.
This is something, if you're 13, you want to do it with a parent, you can do it. If you just want to do it on your own, but you're going to be actually making pots.
And it's quite a bargain. You know, we're getting back into pottery, so I don't know. We were kind of estimating costs. So what we've done for this first session is we just kept our price the same from the science club and our other junior welfare league class and things like that. And so I really think this particular class is going to be quite a bargain too, because it includes all of your clay supplies and
kind of an entry level, not entry as far as the quality, but entry in the price.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I really want to take it.
I do too. Now, I just have to remind people, we are closed on Mondays because kids are in school. Just to remind that school, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 1 to 5.
Yes.
Don't forget, there's always something happening at Leonardo's. Make sure you check leonardos.org, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. And definitely enjoy Fall Festival. Come on out to it. I'm Laurie Johnson, marketing for Leonardo's Children's Museum. I'm here today with Tracy Bittle. It's been another segment of Community Talk. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, I'm Matt Lohman, CEO of Hope Outreach Ministries, where our mission statement is sharing the love of Jesus Christ to the felt needs of our community for the purpose of empowering people towards responsible living. Where we have our parenting ministry, our homeless ministry, our community care ministry, our transitional housing ministry, and our thrift store ministry, which helps everyone in our community who is in need. Please look for us on Community Talk. We're looking forward to telling you more about each of those ministries.
Welcome back to Community Talk. Today, we're here with Lisa Phillips, who happens to hold the distinction of being the first middle school mentor for the Coach a Kid program. Lisa, thanks for coming.
Thank you, John.
So I have to ask you, I mean, I already know the answer to this question, but our public does not. How did you get involved in the Coach a Kid program?
That's a great question. I recently came to be in Enid, Oklahoma, and the uncle and aunt that I'm staying with, he grew up in Enid, local, from here, came back here after a career in the Air Force. And I just happened to be out one evening and I ran into you and mentioned that I hadn't found employment yet and were there opportunities to become involved as a volunteer? And if so, how could I get started?
To which my response was,
You don't know who I am, do you?
So we talked about the Coach a Kid program, and there was nothing etched in stone compelling you to do it when I explained the program to you. But what was it that resonated with you?
When you started talking about the statistics, especially the 25% dropout rate for high school students in the area, it really concerned me. And I think partly it's because of how much I value my education and have invested into my own education. And yes, there were struggles, and yes, it was difficult to come up with the money, but I take my education everywhere I go. It allows me to be mobile, it allows me to be diverse, it gives me more opportunities than if I had dropped out of high school, for instance.
So one of the things that you're able to bring to your mentors, and I say mentors because you're mentoring in the elementary school as well, is these young girls get a chance to look at someone that looks like them. That could be their aunt or a cousin or even their mother. And you have a master's degree. And so they can look at you and basically ask you, I mean, I know you mentored once already. They may ask, well, how were you able to get your master's degree? And why did you choose to major in what you majored in?
If and when that question comes up, what I would want them to know is that there are 9 different types of intelligence. And as human beings, we need to tap into what we're most passionate about and what our aptitudes are. And I would drive the point home, what are you excelling in within the 9 different types of intelligence? What worked for me may be different for you. Training and education is training and education. And the most important thing is to find what is the best fit so that we can be successful at maximizing our potential. What I actually ask the girls, one's a 4th grader and one's an 8th grader, is how can you mentor me and how can I mentor you? Because it is an exchange. It's not a one-way street where I deliver. It's tell me about you. And I think about the conversation we had yesterday recruiting college students, in that children are born geniuses. They're taught how to not believe in endless possibilities. And I would never want someone I'm mentoring to be put in a box, but rather to sort of take that box away permanently and just say, what would you really love to do? And then here's a path. Let's chart out a course together for how you can maybe reach those goals within, a reasonable period of time. And I know people just like your mom who get advanced degrees well into their 60s. I think,
yes, my mother was 71 when she got her master's degree.
And it's useful, it's valid. I don't think there's an end to personal development, learning, sharing, educating others, and I feel like it's desperately needed in this community.
Can we back up a little bit, and could you explain what the 9, repeat that because I'm forgetting.
There are 9 well-documented and researched types of intelligence. One of my mentoring students is really good at singing. She's also really good at sports. So those are 2 areas of intelligence that it's not always taught in school. Let's say your grades are suffering in some of the more, let's say STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and math. You may not excel at those types of things, but maybe you're incredibly good at singing. So something like The Voice, preparing for a show like The Voice or any other show that develops your talent, puts you in touch with coaches and mentors who also excel in that field, is, in my opinion, a very valid form of education that doesn't consist of going to university and getting a degree, although I'm not diminishing that at all. Again, it's helped me to be able to move around, do things in my career.
Well, this might be going a little too deep, but music has numerical coefficients. And one could theorize that one could learn math, algebra, calculus, trigonometry, probability based on music. And if you attribute notes to numbers, which there are, then you could have maybe a platform for algebra. So there's a lot to be said about that. There was a New York DJ back in the 40s or 50s. His name was Jocko. And after he retired from on air, he started doing English classes and math classes based on rap, but it's still rap. It's not rap as it is today, but it was still, when he would do history, he would rap the history, and so the kids would start rapping this history, and they were learning about U.S. history or American government and politics or any other subject, and it would stick because they would be able to sing these songs, and then know this material, not memorize this material, but then know this material. Could you tell us about the robot that you told me about? Just give everyone an idea of what I mean when I say robot.
Well, not to put her on the spot, but my fourth grader, I had a wire and bead jewelry making business, and I was successful selling at festivals. And so I thought, what a great icebreaker. I'm going to bring some things and, teach her how to make jewelry. So we're sitting there, putting things together, taking things apart. And I said, what do you do in your free time? She goes, oh, I'm building a robot. I was floored. You're fourth grader, you're building a robot. Why are we making jewelry? I really felt silly. And it goes back to my point about you mentor me. What's important to you? And how can I then take whatever the priorities of a fourth grader are and translate that into the real world to help us as adults know what may be the gap analysis in our community, what's missing for these kids to put them in touch with a plan. And I think the STEM program that you're helping to bring to the area is phenomenal. For someone like her, you're putting something within her reach that she otherwise wouldn't have.
Well, for those people that know me, know that I'm very, very passionate about the Coach a Kid program because it touches on so many different levels. It's not just academic, which it was designed to do, English and math, but it's also the social component. And a lot of our mentors give the gift of, I can do that? Really? I could do that? How do I do that? Oftentimes in our education process, until we reach a mentor who has an understanding of things, a lot of kids grow up not knowing how to connect the dots. I want to be a senator, for example. What steps do I have to take in order to become a senator? And one of the things that I love to say is, one, success is not created in a vacuum. It takes a village of individuals to help anyone reach success. For example, I'll use LL Cool J. He had one line from one of his songs was, "Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for a year." Well, he's been toiling in his field and hadn't released an album in a while, and then suddenly released this album, and all of these people saying, "Oh, LL, he came back. He hasn't released an album in X years." So I think, just my opinion, if we can help a child learn the path of success, which many roads lead to Rome, then they will then take that success and not only share it with others, but bring it back to the community at some point in time.
I believe that lifelong learning is where our future lies. If we have these goals to become a budding economy out of Enid, Oklahoma, that is captured in your human potential. And you have to invest in the children today to reap those rewards in the future. I don't know what the percentages are of those who stay versus those who go, but if the opportunities are here, the potential for them to stay and then reinvest in the community stands a much greater chance. I'm actually thinking about how mentoring and being mentored never really goes away. And just our example of recruiting at the college yesterday. We helped network between students in a way that networking wasn't happening organically, just by putting those seeds. If you are a budding photographer and all you need is a connection, you can get connected, and this is how. And then we watched that connection happen, and there had already been some pre-work just in acts of kindness, paying it forward, that was kind of like miraculous to watch it unfold, that here you had already laid the groundwork between two human beings who then came together on a professional level about how can we solidify and both develop our talent and our skills towards this event coming up. I don't think mentoring ends. I think each and every person should have a mentor and should be mentoring, even if that's just being a good parent at home.
Well, Lisa, unfortunately, we've come toward the end of our show, and thank you so much for being a mentor.
Thank you.
I think you're going to have a powerful, powerful impact on the students that you're mentoring. And for everyone that's watching Community Talk, if you want to become a mentor, please call the United Way office. You can ask for me, or you can ask for the CEO, Dan Scheidel, and we'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction toward mentoring. Thanks for tuning.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie Newell with Junior Welfare League. Come shop at Return Engagement at 123 North Grand in downtown Enid and watch for us on Community Talk.